Today is Wednesday, May 25th. I want to give you an idea of what this last 60 days have been like of isolation. And that's basically what it's been. I've not been able to go out and be around people. I've been restricted from doing that based on my immune system still being low. So it's been very frustrating as usual, even more so now, because before I could at least go to the store or go see a movie. But despite all that, I have been very thankful to be able to recover the way that I've recovered at every step of the way. You have to put your faith in God and do the right things, try to eat healthy, and that's what's in my control. The rest is between God and having great surgeons and great doctors.
This is the story of Tim Cooper, a 56-year-old black man with multiple myeloma, a rare, incurable blood cancer. Tim, a bright light, a man of faith, is documenting his experience to help others.
October 22nd, November 21st, getting ready for another week.
And here's the thing about Tim. He brings a far more upbeat, philosophical outlook to a situation than most of us could muster.
I'm no prophet, I'm no great individual in the sense that I'm an average guy, but I think I've been placed in an extraordinary situation that I was meant to deal with. You know, why not me? And so hopefully whatever I can share with you can help you to move through this process and deal with it and take it one day at a time.
Welcome to Novant Health Healthy Headlines. We're so happy to have you. I'm Gina DePietro, here with part 4 of Tim Cooper's story and what's happened since his stem cell transplant. He was elated to leave the hospital March 23rd. As the months ticked by and he and his immune system recovered, though, a loneliness settled in. It's where today's episode began. And that's the thing with cancer. It's like a roller coaster that twists and turns unpredictably. It's tough. There's no denying that. But here's the thing. He's also found ways to cope with life as it is today.
Take it one day at a time. If you try to plan out 2 weeks, chances are it may not work out for you based on a variety of things out of your control. So just do it a couple of days at a time. Work out, I'm gonna go tomorrow. I found inspired to get up on this Sunday morning, to get out here and walk. Nice day, a little overcast, but no breeze. About 50, 60 degrees. Listening to some good gospel music from the Walls group, motivating me around. Keeping the right people around you, and I have great support. So I've been listening to a few more sermons that have been referred to by friends, and in my mom's church, when we go over there on Sundays, they have an online service that we normally watch, and do more positive things, go to the gym. When you've been isolated for so long, all these things will help with the mindset.
The good news, if there is a good news with cancer, is that incurable and terminal are two very different things. Tim's myeloma can't be cured. It can, however, be treated so he can go on to enjoy life. As he works towards that goal, exercise and diet have been his therapy.
Going to the gym has been great. Starting to see results and feeling better, and I'm going at least 4 days out of the week. All these things are helping me to rebuild a foundation.
Another step towards regaining his independence arrived May 23rd.
Guess where I'm at? Well, first of all, good afternoon. Today is May 23rd.
After a year of being chauffeured to doctor's appointments, Tim was cleared to drive.
I'm driving for the first time. Excited. So another milestone met here. Still one of the things that has been frustrating about. Are you showing the camera?
Keep going.
One of the things that I'm frustrated. I always start talking. Stop. Stop it.
Holding the camera, that's Tim's brother Tony. And when I heard this, I couldn't help but laugh. As someone with 3 siblings, boy can I relate. We found endless ways to annoy each other as kids, and some things never change. Just like Tim and Tony, I thought. Here's their second try at Tim's big announcement.
Hello, I'm Tony Cooper, Tim's brother, and normally I'm the escort, driving him to his appointments and everything. But today I'm the passenger, and look who's driving.
Hey, how you doing? First time getting behind the wheel, so I'm excited. Not driving very far, but going from Walgreens to my house, so another first step to getting back to some normalcy. So here we go. Talk to you later.
Tim's desire to live life, be independent again. That was a big factor in his decision to have the stem cell transplant. In combination with high doses of chemo, that treatment could help push his cancer into remission.
My biopsy results should be back in 2 days, so today is the big day. Dun, dun, dun.
He waited a long time, months, to hear how it went, and he was understandably nervous when May 27th arrived.
A little nerve-wracking, but also anxious to hear the results. I'm going to receive there's going to be a positive result, but I've also have to acknowledge that if it's not, what is the next step? So when I was here last time, I spoke to my nurse practitioner about this, said if they did come back and it wasn't the result that I wanted, it would still be an outpatient type process. They'd give me medication, I come back once a month. They'd evaluate me and we just go from there until I'm at that point. So either way, it's still a move forward. It's a matter of just what's the next step going to be. And they're calling me now.
Hi.
How are you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So come on back.
So we're just waiting for the results and then we'll go from there.
Some people have a partial response to treatment. Others have a complete or full remission. His oncologist, Dr. Patricia Kropf, explained all that in part 3. If you haven't listened, you might hit the pause button and find that link, which I've included in the episode summary.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I am doing well.
All is well.
So, all is well. So you've recovered?
Here, Dr. Kropf shares Tim's results.
Tim's results are excellent. We've decreased the amount of the circulating myeloma protein substantially. So essentially his organs right now are safe. His kidneys and his bones aren't at risk for damage due to the myeloma protein. Moving forward, however, Tim does need to continue on a low dose of what we call maintenance therapy. And this consists of 2 different drugs to keep him in remission and to keep his myeloma protein suppressed.
That maintenance therapy includes the same cancer-killing drugs Tim's been on, but at lower doses and administered less often. While he knew this could happen, Tim was still surprised to hear he'd need it so soon.
And so I have to tell you that when I first heard the news, I wasn't depressed, but it definitely made me disappointed.
Human nature is like that. It often has us assuming that something's going to be wonderful or terrible. Reality often lies in the middle, and that's especially true with medicine and cancer.
That's the thing with cancer. Cancer is unpredictable, and the side effects that it has with it are also unpredictable. And it really made me sit back and say, you know what, Tim? You got ahead of yourself a little bit, which is normal, to think that you're going to be doing better since everything went so well from the stem cell transplant. You automatically assumed, okay, the biopsy's going to be done, you're going to come out, it's going to be great. It did kind of set me back. I always want to give a positive front, but, it was a little tough.
Anxiety tends to accumulate with an unpredictable disease like cancer, and Tim's low mood was only made worse by another issue he'd been dealing with.
Maybe the last month or so, I started having issues with it. I'm in bed and my legs would go numb, and at some point would have some excruciating pain along the side of my legs and the thigh area.
He was concerned enough to make an appointment with his neurosurgeon, Dr. John Barry Condelario at Novant Health Spine Specialists.
Okay, so what is the apparatus actually called in my neck? What is that called? And so I wanted to go back to Dr. Condelario to make sure that nothing was wrong. We had some x-rays done, and it was determined that 2 more of my screws had come out. And so I was like, oh boy, what is this now?
In an earlier episode, we shared a devastating side effect of Tim's cancer, myeloma bone disease, which makes bones extremely weak. It can cause fractures, mobility, and neurological issues, even disability. When Tim got his diagnosis, the bone disease was quite bad, prompting the 2 surgeries needed to stabilize the lower part of his neck, that area called the cervical spine, which prevented him from becoming paralyzed. Next, doctors began treating his cancer with things like chemo and radiation. Effective in killing cancer, yes. But with any cancer-killing treatment, there are expected side effects. Dr. Barry Condelario explains what likely happened and how they'd fix it.
So one of the strategies that we utilize for patients like Tim is we try to control the burden of his disease with radiation. One of the downsides of that, at times it can weaken the bone quality and bone structure. What we found over time is that because of that combination of factors, Tim wasn't able to really fuse his hardware as well as we would have liked. And so some of his bone quality worsened in the short term. So this particular 3rd surgery, now that he's out of the phase where he needs radiation, we'll need to go back in and kind of address that for better stabilization long term.
That's next in the 5th and final episode of Tim Cooper's story. I'm Gina DePietro, your host, and I'm humbled to tell Tim's story. If you enjoyed this podcast, leave us a 5-star review or share it with friends. Find us on Apple, Google, Spotify, or just about anywhere you listen to podcasts. And leave Tim a note of encouragement. You'll find his story under Editor's Picks on www.healthyheadlines.org, or use the search feature to type in his name. People can join the discussion at the end of that article, and Tim's responded to many of the comments already. Thanks for listening.